The most expensive financial mistake Tennessee families make is waiting until a medical crisis to figure out how to pay for nursing home care. I'm Chris Johnson with Johnson McGinnis here in Tennessee. I'm an elder law and estate planning attorney, and a large part of what we do is help families navigate long-term care planning, especially when they're facing nursing home costs of $10,000 to $12,000 a month. Today, I want to talk you through a real-life case study. I'll change the names for privacy, but this is a scenario we see over and over again across the state of Tennessee. Let's call them John and Irene. John is 78. He suffers a severe stroke. After a hospital stay, doctors determine he cannot safely return home. He needs skilled nursing care. The discharge planner tells Irene that Medicare will cover rehabilitation, but only temporarily. After that, the private pay rate is over $10,000 per month. They had no long-term care insurance, and at $10,800 per month, their savings would be gone in less than 2 years. That's when they came to us. The first thing we did was we evaluated their TennCare eligibility. For a single applicant, countable assets generally must be reduced to $2,000. However, because Irene was still living at home, what we call the community spouse, she was entitled to spousal protections. In 2025, the community spouse can retain up to $148,620 in countable assets, plus certain income protections. That immediately changed the conversation. Instead of losing everything, we were able to structure their assets so that Irene remained financially stable. Step 2, we reviewed the 5-year look-back period. TennCare reviews financial transactions going back 60 months. If assets were gifted or transferred below market value, it can trigger a penalty period. Fortunately, John and Irene had not made any large gifts, but if they had, we would have needed to plan around that carefully. Step 3, we protected the home. In Tennessee, the primary residence is typically an exempt asset for TennCare eligibility if a spouse is living in it. That meant Mary did not have to sell the home to qualify. Step 4, we restructured their income properly. John's income would go towards the cost of care, but Irene was entitled to keep enough monthly income to maintain her standard of living. That's called the minimum monthly maintenance needs allowance. For example, in this case, we were able to preserve over $170,000 in protected assets for the spouse while securing TennCare coverage within 1 month, and the home was protected. Within a structured and legally compliant plan, John qualified for TennCare benefits. Irene kept the home. She retained protected savings, her income was stabilized, and the family avoided a complete financial collapse. The earlier you plan, the more options you have. If you wait until the hospital calls, your options are narrower until they're virtually gone. If your family is starting to see signs, falls, memory decline, difficulty managing medications, unpaid bills, that is the time to have a conversation about long-term care planning in Tennessee. At Johnson McGinnis, we help families plan ahead, and we help families in crisis. Both require experience and both require strategy. Don't wait until you're being asked how you're going to pay $10,000 a month. Call our office, schedule a consultation. Let's look at your specific situation and build a plan that protects your family, your home, and your future.